So, ich gehe mal davon aus. I think we are all together and online. I hope it's working. We obviously moved with the office a few weeks and a few months ago, and we still have sometimes a few hiccups with the internet. So, shoot your questions. There's a question if I will make a tour with sets like I was playing in 2000. Obviously, that's like 17 years ago, and I think electronic music, as much as myself, we developed. And so apparently what I'm playing now was my idea. It's my vision of what electronic music should sound like, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm doing now. Everything else would be kind of weird and going very much backwards. Well, it's coming in very quickly. When are you coming back to the Netherlands? I don't know yet. I believe there are some things planned, but nothing is confirmed, so therefore I don't want to spread around any rumors, but I'm sure I will be coming back soon. Hi from India. Hi from Germany. We're actually in the office in Berlin right now. The sun's going down. It was a pretty hectic day in the office today, so, excuse when I'm a little bit hot, but I hope so. And when will you be playing in Liverpool next? Well, I don't know. Obviously, Nation Nightclub isn't there anymore, so, let's see what's happening. And, probably at some point. CR Kinetic in Manchester? Yes, indeed. Can't wait. It's going to be a great show. Yeah, of course I could check your music. Just like send it, through the obvious channels to Bandit Records. We listen to music pretty much every day, and then we choose what we, like, where we see potential, as an artist to kind of like develop and grow, and where we can support, and that's what we do. And so send your music. When is your next trip? Well, I'm playing at a festival in Romania next weekend. I think that's the actual next one. Just came back from a really amazing weekend. Thursday was Ibiza, then Mykonos, and then was Cyprus. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who actually came out to see me. It was really cool. We had a great time, and it seemed you enjoyed yourself too. What do you think about the commercials of EDM these days? Well, EDM is obviously, to me, it's an audible marketing plan. It's a term that's actually describing music that, to me, has not that much to do with electronic music as we feel it, as I feel it, as an artist, as I approach it. And, a lot of people like it, so it's not down to me to judge it. It's just simply not the music I enjoy. It's something I don't like, actually, in particular. When is it next? Okay, so we're going further. There are some more questions actually here. Do we use Wave plugins? That's very geeky questions. Yes, I have. I have tons of plugins, obviously, and I have a whole Waves bundle, which is consisting of, compressors and gates and limiters, all kinds of stuff. Yes, I do use them a lot. Then when are we seeing you in Colombia? Well, my family is going to see me probably before you, because obviously I'm married to a Colombian, so I have a whole family there. Hello, everyone. And so I'm definitely going to go back there soon. Hola, Buenos Aires. There's a question from Germany. I don't know if you heard, there was a G20 summit last weekend, and a lot of rather violent people actually made themselves heard for obvious and mostly right political reasons. They made it a riot. They created a lot of chaos and they destroyed a big part of the city. So somebody's asking when I will be back in Hamburg, because the crazy ones are out now. Well, I just been there because it was my mom's birthday. Hi, Mom. And so I just been there last week. And as you know, I was actually on the highway coming back. This is why we had to move it to today, this whole session. Sorry. So, and in terms of the whole musical idea behind Eon, obviously Eon is an audiovisual concept. It's an experience that we actually like bringing together. There are visual artists involved. There's stage design involved, and obviously, as you can imagine, with me being involved, a lot of music as well. And the music, it's very difficult for me to actually talk about music, to put any sort of words to it. I think the easiest thing is actually to listen to it. There was obviously a little sneak preview about it that's already kind of going around. And, well, I can only ask you to actually, unfortunately, wait until we're actually presenting the full package. Of course, there's an album involved. There are shows involved. There's touring involved. And, you know, once we have it all together, we present it. And then I can only hope you like it. So, top 5 favorite of all time album. I think if it comes down to electronic music, the very first album of BT called Ima is amazing. It's really, really cool. So, like, you know, there may be some parts of the songwriting which aren't 100% what I like, but the production is just, there's this weird word, impeccable. It's just like really, really awesome. It's something that inspired me big time back in the days. There's also the Transcendental EP by Ron Allen, which is something that is from the very, very, very early 90s, which was great. In terms of other records that inspired me, I mean, there's that's actually from 81. I think it was 81 or was it 83? Something like that. It's like really, really old. By OMD, Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. That's what they called. And the album was called Organization. Actually, it was the very first record I ever got, because my grandma smuggled it from West Germany into East Germany. So that's how I got a hold of my music then. New music, yes indeed. Any upcoming new album? Yes, as I just explained, Eon will be a full force album, and there's a lot of music on there that I enjoy. As for Hamburg, hey Hamburg. Oh, I understand. Okay, what inspires you to keep performing? Well, you know, I'm a musician, and actually it's like making music is one of the most amazing things in the world, and actually then something that sort of I'm so passionate about to present it to you, my audience, is obviously, it's amazing. And I kind of feed off the feedbacks, like, you know, when I see something that I produce actually works, that obviously is something that kind of like gives me, you know, energy and kind of like, you know, keeps me going also in days when it's a bit harder. And as you probably know, I didn't have a particularly amazing year last year with a few things that happened, and so it's very good to actually see you all when I play, and it helps me a lot, you know, keep going even when it's not always the happiest of days. What about Binary Finary? I don't know. What about Binary Finary? I've done a remix in 1998 for Binary Finary. That is as far my story goes with them. So, any further questions in regard? Are you after the accident? Well, as you can see, I'm standing, so that's also you know, makes me very happy, because it didn't look like it for quite some time. I'm much better, as I always say. We're working on it in terms of getting better and better, but you know, the doctor said it's going to take many, many years to kind of not actually, let's say, fully recover, but that all the effects that I still have in my life from the injuries of the accident, until they kind of like, you know, go kind of are more sort of in the background and don't bother me as much anymore as they still apparently do. And but at the same time, look, I'm here, and you know, I had amazing support, amazing help, you know, from from my wife, from my family, from my team, from all of you, from so many of my colleagues that I didn't even think they would actually like thinking of me, but they were sending like little videos that really moved me, I have to say. Yeah, I think Gatecrasher was like amazing. Obviously, these are I think it was kind of the first really big sort of. It was almost like a cathedral for trance, and I think everybody who ever had the chance to actually go to Gatecrasher in Sheffield around the 2000s, they know what I mean. It was just like a very, very unique feel to it, and there have been other places like Twilo in New York who had this really intense feel to it. And still, you find like amazing nights and clubs and even festivals that kind of, bring these things together and create those special moments. Yeah, of course. Ferry and I, we played many times together. In fact, last Thursday at Anisa, we were playing together. He was playing right after me. Actually, in fact, he scared the shit out of me. And Ferry, if you see this, don't do it again. He's like, when I finished sort of like the last 1 or 2 minutes when I was playing, he came and he kind of like grabbed me from the back and he shook me like crazy. And I was like, what the heck? I got actually really scared, Ferry. Don't do that again. But yeah, it's like, look, Ferry is a great guy and he's like such an amazing, talented artist. It's always fun to play with him and to listen to his music and also to play his music. So yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to do a whole tour in New York City, but I'm definitely going to play in New York City. I also know when already. Let me just like look into the other side of the office if I'm allowed to say when. Am I allowed? I'm allowed to say on the 23rd of September I will be in New York. So all the information will be out on the channels very soon. Oh, it's already out. Oh, all info will be out tomorrow. You see, it's always good to have kind of like a little whispering voice sort of in the background telling you all the story. There was something here about Dortmund. What about Dortmund? Hey guys, this is going too fast. Okay, the Dortmund question is gone. Sorry. Well, anyway, we have a new coach. I hope it's going to be a great season. I'm obviously crossing my fingers for my team. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen. You're very welcome. Somebody just say thank you for me answering it. What's inspiring? I don't know if music is just like the single inspiration to what I do. It's actually life in general, and so many things that actually happen to me. I kind of somehow incorporate in my music, and yes, and there's another question in regards to this: if the accident had any sort of impact on the new music. I wouldn't say directly, but obviously all the music I created was done under the impressions and the experience of that accident. So therefore, it's part of it somehow. It's I don't know. It's very difficult again, kind of to put words about music somehow for me. It's like I'd rather make music. But to me, I feel the most myself with this new music, with all this music that is gonna come out on Eon within the Eon concept, and I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait for all of you to actually hear it. And then, well, as I said, I can only offer what I do. I'm not pushing anything on anyone, and if you like it, then it makes me happy. If not, I can't really change it, because at the end of the day, I can only do the music that I make. I'm not able really to do anything that I don't feel. So therefore, that's the music that's there. And you either like it or you don't, apparently. How are my ears? Well, my ears, as you can see, they're fine. And I know I know it's not. My hearing is actually, it's fine, I have to say. Something that you also have to understand, we have a different EQing in the monitors on stage. Yes, I have them rather loud because I love the kick, but so far I'm still hearing when somebody screams at me or whispers. Uh, yeah, Dreamsday are gonna be really cool. It's like I'm really looking forward to it, and it's a great concept actually to bring um, our music and the artists of our musical genre like all together and actually present it in such a sort of like confined um, you know presentation concept. I really like it. It's always a lot of fun actually to play and to hang out with you know all my colleagues as well, of course, and all of you. Uh, well, I answered the question about if the accident somehow had an impact on how I operate in the studio. Yes, of course it did. If you have like such a, let's say, drastic impact in your life, something so dramatic happened to you, it leaves an impact, regardless of what your passion, your profession, or whatever you do is. It just leaves an impact. You're just not going to go on as normal as before. I wish I could speak Spanish, guys. I'm sorry, I'm still not really good at it. I understand un poquito, but I'm not really good. Hello back to Salt Lake City. It was a great show, by the way. I really, really enjoyed it. The Dreamstate tour was absolutely amazing in the US, and of course, Salt Lake City was one of those absolutely special shows. I'm actually not just looking happy. I'm genuinely happy, I have to say. And yeah, no, it's good to be here. And what makes me want to keep going is actually the fact that all of you actually is like you don't really know. You probably think, oh, these guys they live their life and do all their things, but you mean a lot. It's like just like your response, when we play, is just like something that's very vital. As I said this before, from an artistic point of view, it's just like one of those very, very important things. To see you interacting with something that we did as artists, and I mean, obviously, it's a very subjective view, but like to me, this is one of the most important things in regards to electronic music, the interaction with the audience. It's on one hand to have a very clear idea about the music I want to present, my idea of how electronic music should sound, and then obviously on the other hand to interact with all of you about it and actually create this amazing vibe that is happening at these shows. And I'm very thankful. So yes, I'm happy. Yes, of course. We're definitely going to do a VONYC Session 600. What the special plans are will be revealed probably on the show 599. Oh, by the way, little plug for tomorrow. There's another one, and actually it's going to be the premiere of Stronger Together, which is my new single, which is a collaboration with Pierre Pienaar. And if I wouldn't have said that, I would have been kicked in my ass from that side of the room, where the marketing people are offended. So sorry about that. Okay, well, anyway, I love the track anyway, so it's like, I'm playing it out. People who see me playing or saw me playing within the last 2 months probably heard the track without knowing what it is, but I'm very excited about it. And obviously Pierre is such a talented guy. It was a pleasure working with him, and hi Pierre. Best trance night I've ever had as an artist. It's actually really difficult to say, because it's like, there are always these magical moments, and like, they obviously they vary from place to place, from set to set, from venue to venue. And I'm actually, one of the reasons why I like this particular style of music so much, because it has, as you can see, I'm kind of like all this. It's like, so I'm quite like, hobbling around all the time. So it's like, it's all about energy. It's about being energetic. At the same time, I'm a very emotional person as well. And trance combines that. And that's why I love it so much. So therefore, whenever I hear a great piece of music, I'm just actually excited to the roof. And So there are many, many amazing moments. What makes a trance song? I don't know. I mean, there are obviously so many different sort of definition of this is trance, this is psytrance, this is goa, and this is that. I think the whole trance music genre as a whole has one thing in common. It is very dynamic, it is emotional, and it has a very special energy and drive to it. And you don't necessarily need somebody singing to tell you a story. It's just like the musical lines, the instrumentation, the production, all that actually makes a great piece of music. And trance apparently combines all that for me. So that's what I do, and that's what I like. 6 hour set in New York. I think it's slightly less than 6 hours, but I'm pretty sure it's slightly longer than 2. So something in between. Come to Dubai. And we're actually working on it. I kind of like saw something in the calendar already, which is, you know, when you're actually in front of the screen, it's all the opposite side. So now I have to show, in this room, on the calendar, there's already something about Dubai. But I can't tell you more about it right now, because then these guys from the marketing team, they're going to kick my ass again, and we don't want it. I don't think actually I went back to go forward. Maybe, I don't know, it's like, you know, as an artist, obviously, it's like, you know, a lot of your personal, you know, experience and everything's like ends up in the music. And I'm simply, I don't know, happier in the last 5 years than I have been, you know, a lot of times before. And I have to say that, you know, I guess that's actually part of my music. And as well, when you, you know, are in the process of producing an album, all this sort of like, you know, comes into play, and that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so it's kind of actually going forward. Collaborate with Johnny. Well, the problem is that Johnny is very busy with, you know, working with all his projects that he's doing, mainly, obviously, as you all know, Snow Patrol, and I'm not quite sure, but I believe they're in the studio working on a new album. So right now, he's very busy with all that. But, you know, as always, he's probably one of the most talented musicians I've ever had the chance to work with. So, you know, whenever he gets like a moment out of the Snow Patrol studio, come into this one. By the way, hi Johnny. Favorite producer at this moment? Well, the thing is, there are like so many different like things that I listen to like every day, and you know, one thing we do at Vendor is actually, like, as I said before, we listen to a lot of music, and we kind of like try to see like where's something that is unique, that's outstanding, that's special. And last year, as an example, we you know, we heard about James Cottle and Leroy Moreno and many others that we started to kind of like support and give production advices and, like, you know, other sort of things that obviously after more than 20 years of doing this, we simply know better than somebody who just discovered the music. So it's like, you know, we're trying to actually help them on their way not to make the same mistakes that I may have done, you know, in the first years of my career. And yeah, so someone like James Cottle, as an example, I think has a major talent. And if you know, he proceeds his career in an artistical way, you know, and focuses on his music, which, from what I know of him, he will, it's going to be huge. Hello, Lakeland in Florida. Liebe Grüße zurück aus Potsdam. Also, nicht aus Potsdam, sondern aus Berlin nach Potsdam. What is my favorite song? Hmm. Look, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get my ass kicked for this, like in a moment. But there is this song which is all over the place right now, and you can't avoid it. You go to a supermarket, you hear it. You kind of pass by a train station, you hear it. You stop on a red traffic light, it's blurring out of the car next to you. And to top it all off, the way how I heard about the song, I have this little newsletter that I subscribe to, so I'm getting all my news constantly from a German news TV station, kind of like the German CNN. And I read about it, that apparently this is the most popular song right now. And it's called Despacito, something like this. And the problem is, some of my favorite Spanish words, they rhyme to it. It starts from besitos to burritos, all kinds of things. And so therefore, yeah, it's kind of in the back of my head constantly right now, and I hope it's going to stop at some point. Can somebody make another big summer tune, please? Just so I have another track in my head. Don't worry, I'm not going to play it next week. I mean, it's like, obviously, it's like, you know, when you look at, there was a question about Megadeth and Slayer and all this like heavy metal acts like performing together. If you look at a concept like Dream State, that's kind of what we do. There's like, you know, people that are artists that are essential to this particular style of music. They all come together to present their idea of what the music should sound like. And so it's, in a way, something similar to that. Not as heavy. Howdy from Texas. Well, howdy from Berlin. Do I miss the Laugh Parade is the question. Well, I don't know. The thing is, I am very happy that I didn't miss it when it happened, but I don't really miss it now. Because, you know, there was like a time for the parades. There were parades in Zurich, there were parades in the UK, there was obviously the Laugh Parade in Berlin. There still actually is the street parade in Zurich. But instead of the parades, it's like almost like the whole festival culture took over. And that's a different way of actually, I don't know, celebrating this music. So therefore, do I miss it now? Not really. Oh yeah, yeah, this is something. I told you guys, don't give me shit for this Despacito thing. It's not my fault. It's a very catchy hook line, and apparently all my favorite, well, not all, but many of my favorite Spanish words actually rhyme on it. But hey. Well, there's still one question about the accident. Well, yeah, there's still a few issues that I'm not actually like, you know, going on to kind of brag about, you know, but there's still a few things that need constant treatment, put it this way, and therapies. And as I said, it's going to take a long time. I will never fully recover from the injuries, but you know, I'm in very good spirit, and I think this is really even more important. And as I said, I have tons of support from all sides, and I'm very, very thankful for all that. On that note, I'm very sorry. It has been a very long day in the office here in Berlin. I thank you so much for joining. And, you know, we're going to do this very soon. We can all hear each other tomorrow at the Phonics sessions. And other than that, see you somewhere around. And have a wonderful one. Thank you very much. Bye.